Homeless people in cities are people we see every day, and yet we know so little about them. It's extraordinary. Not just ordinary people, middle class people, but even policymakers actually see and look away, and we have been doing that for decades. And I think that's why it is important to understand who the homeless people are, why do they end up on the streets, where do they come from, what's broken down in their lives, what the challenges of living homeless, sleeping rough, eating rough, how do they cope with the extremes of climate, what do they do when it rains, what do they do when temperatures shoot up to 44, 45 degrees, what do they do when it's near freezing point, how do women suffering almost continuous sexual violence night after night for years, where do you go to the toilet, what happens when you fall sick, how do they earn their livelihoods. There is so much about how human beings, no different from you and I, placed in impossibly difficult and brutalized, hard conditions. How do they cope? How do they live their lives? So I think that there's an extraordinary requirement for large-scale public action for the most disadvantaged residents of our cities to live lives which are not as desperately brutalized and rough as they are today. But I think to inform this public action, it is important that we know these populations more. And I think it is in this context that we conceptualized a knowledge hub where all our collective understanding of people, very small number of people who work among homeless people, and even smaller number of people who actually get around doing actual bits of ethnographic research to understand their lived experience and the predicaments. I think it's important that we try to bring this together cumulatively on a platform that informs, and I think I would say three kinds of audiences. So one, it would inform the people who work among homeless people, and I think the second is to inform people who are responsible for policy and law, and the third, I think, it is to respond to inform people at large. The people at large would be, on the one hand, middle class people, people who live in cities and who see and look away. I think to inform them. And then also inform, one day, I hope it is also knowledge that can go back to homeless people themselves.